welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's go ahead and get started with your read. So we're going to start with the letters and the numbers. We'll let some of these guys come forward. So if any of these sort of resonate with you or have a more special meaning, you know that this read might be a little bit more personal for you, the message here. We have E, F, G, Q, O, T, and the letter A coming forward. So remember, guys, it might be initials for a name, for a place. You're going to know. It's just going to make sense to you. Let's grab some numbers, too. I'll see what comes forward in the numbers. Ooh, I had a bunch that want to come out. These guys are going sideways. That guy's going sideways. And those are going sideways. So let's see what we got going on here. So we have 3, let's see, 31, 28, we'll go 7, the month of October came forward, 18, 9, the month of November as well, 20, April, 26, ooh, and January too. January stepped forward. So these are going to have special meaning to somebody for this read that this read is going to resonate with. Let's go ahead. Let's grab some of these guys. Let's see what pops out for your read. So Tarot, what's the message for whoever this resonates with? Journey, community. Whoa, that's really weird. I have this like traveling back to your hometown. Or getting back to your roots, maybe you're going and visiting your parents, or you're going, like I said, back to your hometown. This might even be to a different country too. I do feel a lot of culture behind this too, like getting back to your culture, getting back to your roots. And we'll grab a few more. False person, we have thief, mature woman, despair. I'm going to grab a couple more. I need to know where all of these sit here. Wealthy man, concern, mature man, change, and pathway. Interesting. I got to tell you what I feel in these cards. I feel history. I feel a lot of history behind it. So I don't know who this read is going to resonate with, but I got to tell you what I'm feeling. With this journey and community, I was feeling a lot of culture and I was feeling a lot of roots. It's like somebody traveling, somebody immigrating. And I feel like this whole life has happened. This whole life has happened to somebody. All these different things that they've experienced. I don't feel like all of these sit in the now. I feel like a lot of this shit has to do with the past. And not even your past, but like maybe your parents or your grandparents. Because I keep feeling like history. Like this is all part of a history and what somebody has built themselves up from. Because I feel like somebody was very poor. They came from a very poor community and they built themselves up when they moved to a new country. A lot of changes happened along the way and it goes over generations. I feel like there is generations. That's what this history is coming from. Thief. I want to know where this thief and false person come into play though, because that I'm not entirely sure. The thief and the false person. I need a tarot deck to clarify a lot of these cards. What deck? I'm getting pulled back to this one. Okay. Yeah, this is so odd because normally we'll do a read and we'll talk about something that somebody's going through. This is the message that comes through, but here it's just like I said, history, like generational history, and I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out exactly. So Tarot, can you please give me, there we go, some clarification. Whoa, we had the Empress pop out. We had her pop out sideways. I tell you, this is part of somebody's journey. This is part of somebody's journey, moving into their Empress energy, becoming this Empress energy. Part of that is actually deeply embracing their roots and their family history. So I don't know if I'm setting her aside. She's not going to just be within the clutter of things. She's setting aside here. So it's like somebody really coming home to themselves. This is a big piece of them finding who they are. It's a piece of that self-love. It's a piece of that evolution in knowing where they came from. I think somebody's traveling back home. Somebody's traveling like back to the beginning, because I feel like their family history only kind of goes so far. Their knowledge only goes so far. They want more detail. They want to connect with relatives back home to hear more about the story, to be able to see, physically see where they came from. The shadow side. 6 of Swords. Traveling. That's shadow side. I want to know where that shadow side fits in. I still don't know where the thief and the false person fit in either. Ooh, we had a big bunch that want to pop forward. This guy too. Choices. Temperance. 7 of Wands. This is a spiritual journey for somebody too. Whoever this Empress is, because this is who this read is for. It's the Empress who's taking this journey home. This is a very spiritual journey for this Empress. Very spiritual and getting back to their roots. It's like they feel a call from their ancestors to validate this past, to validate this history. I think this Empress, I'm going to tell you this, I think this Empress is a little bit psychic. This person does have psychic or intuitive abilities, which is why they are so drawn to their ancestors and their roots. There is something about this history, something that occurred throughout their history and where they're from, that they're being called to learn about. And that they're being called to validate. I don't know if they're like trying to write a book about it or something, or if it just helps them find a little bit more of who they are. But it is something that is like, I don't think they could even put it into words if you ask them. They just feel like this is something they need to do. They need to do. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is part of why I said that they're a little bit psychic. Their ancestors are actually calling them to come back and do this. I feel that in the High Priest. This is an ancestor who's saying, you need to come home to us. You need to know our story. You need to know where you're from. I think as they start doing this, they are actually, this is going to sound super kooky as fuck, but I have to say it because it's what's coming through in the cards. And it's what my guides are telling me. As this Empress takes this journey and unlocks more of her family's history, she's actually going to be unlocking more of her spiritual gifts and her psychic abilities. They will be getting stronger, and I think they'll be changing, or she'll be getting new ones or becoming like more aware of other ones. I don't know what her family history is. Like, I don't know if she has a history of like shamans or, you know, spiritual light workers or whatever it is. But this is actually a very important part of her journey. The 2 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. And whatever she does, whatever she does in moving in this journey, like taking this journey back, this will change the course of her life as well. I'm going to tell you, it's starting as a journey. I'm not entirely sure that she isn't going to move there permanently. Like, she isn't going to immigrate back home, back where her people come from, living like more of an authentic life than she realizes. I think this ties into a past life and a past soul. And it's almost like a destined pathway that she's supposed to take. And it's like coming back to that. Coming back to that destiny she was always supposed to be a part of. Because when she gets to wherever this is, this traveling back, and this is a different country. This is a different country that she's going to. She's going to feel more at home there than she ever felt in the country that she grew up with. She's just going to feel like she belongs there. Especially with this 10 of Wands, I'm getting like this distinct vibe of like permanently immigrating back home. Going back to where she came from. Getting back to her roots. There's something very spiritual about that place that she has in her family history where she's supposed to actually belong to that. That's what her ancestor is drawing her back to. It's where she's actually supposed to be. I tell you, she's going to find a more successful life back there. Financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, she will find a more successful life if she emigrates back there because it's where she's actually supposed to be. It's not what I was expecting from this read today. 5 of Wands. I'm going to grab a few more here. So I want to know where a couple more of these guys fit in. I still don't know where this false person fits in. And I don't feel like she's dealing with this false person. I don't feel like she's dealing with this thief. I feel like this ties into her family history, something in the past, something her ancestors had to deal with. Maybe the reason they immigrated to begin with. Maybe they dealt with somebody who stole their wealth and they were broke and they had to find some new horizons, you know, go where they could earn some money, or they thought that they could earn some money and change their lives. Justice, 7 of Swords, Queen of Wands, Page of Swords. I get a weird old vibe with some of these cards too. That's really weird. People are going to know her family history back in this this hometown, this home country where she's from. They're going to know like the last name, locals. Like they're going to be able to tell her more about her family history. I don't know if she's actually going to find family members there who can talk to her about it, but she will find more history. She's going to find out about this thief and this false person there. The Seven of Swords, the Page of Swords, next to Justice. There's something that has to do legal records. She's going to have to check some legal records. That's where she's going to find some things. That's where she's going to find a lot of answers, a lot of questions, a lot of validation that I feel like that high priest ancestor actually needs. It's like they need the information to be known. They need people to know how their family was wronged or this wrong thing that happened to somebody in the family. She's going to be able to find it in court records. She absolutely will. The Queen of Wands. I feel her energy in this Queen of Wands too, taking leadership, not being afraid of taking this chance, not being afraid of taking ownership in sort of the direction that she's taking her path, starting a new adventure, finding these things out, not being like, well, I guess I'll never know because I don't know how to look for it. She's going to be like, I'm fucking driving my ass down that way. I go knock on that door. I'm going to ask this person. Like, she's not afraid to just go out and hunt it down. Whoever this Empress is, like, she wants to know, she's pulled to know. It's because she's actually being told. Whether she realizes it or not, there's the World card. That is her ancient ancestors too. Her people were very spiritual. It was more of a pagan spirituality though. Like, it had to do with the land. It was a deeper connection to nature, maybe to the cosmos. It wasn't a really traditional spiritual family. Like, it may have wound up turning into that at some point, but it was mostly deeply rooted in pagan roots, with nature, with Mother Nature, with the stars. Whoa, even in the Eight of Cups, I see this journey, being led on this journey, but this figure is looking towards the stars. So they are being drawn by their ancestors, by this ancient call, by the universe. This is where she's supposed to go. This is a pretty big journey, and I don't think this person realizes the scope of the choices that they're making right now. Like, I don't think they realize the gravity of what's going on in their life. This is somebody who's just feeling a spiritual call. They feel like they're spiritually waking up to themselves. They want to know more about their family history. They feel very pulled to go and check it out. They don't realize how all of these choices are drastically changing the direction that their life is going. And this is a huge change for this person. Even in the Five of Pentacles, I see it. I see moving into, what's the word? It's not even recovery, but I don't know that it's resilience either, but it's like coming back from wherever they were at or however they were living their life to like their true calling, their true self, that real Empress energy. And it is a deep tie to their ancestors, to the universe, to nature, to Mother Nature, to the world around us. Somebody's going to get a hell of a lot more connected and get really high vibrational in this journey. Extremely high vibrational. Journey. Chariot card next to the Ten of Cups. That is what this journey means to this person. That is what it's going to mean. Them starting out this one little choice, and I'm gonna save money to go travel here because I'm just that curious and I feel like I need to know. It sets off a chain of events that takes somebody to their happiest life. Their happiest, most fulfilling life. I'm telling you, they haven't got a friggin' clue that this is how much things are going to change for them. And it's meant to change. This one popped out sideways and it came flying out, so we're going to turn it over. Seven of Pentacles, abundant harvest. It came out sideways though. We're going to set it aside as sideways. So it hasn't decided which way it wants to go, which means this person has not booked their flight. They have not action taking this trip yet. This is something they're wanting to do, and maybe they're saving up the money to do it, but they have not taken action to do it yet. This is why our Seven of Pentacles came out sideways, because the chain of events has not quite been set into play yet. It hasn't been going yet. The Nine of Cups. Absolutely. Somebody's coming home to themselves. Somebody is coming home to themselves. Coming into the best form of themselves. And this all started, I feel like it all started with a tower. It all started with a tower in the life of this Empress. Something that didn't work out or something that was disappointing. that caused this person to maybe have a deeper look within themselves and to think about their life, the way that they were living their life, and what was going to make them happy. But there was a catalyst here. There was a very disappointing catalyst, and if not for this catalyst, this journey would not have begun. It would not have begun. The Three of Wands. It is a chance to truly leave all of those things in the past. The hurts, the whatever it was, the disappointment, the grief, whatever goes along with this Tower, to truly leave that behind and start fresh. I feel this starting fresh. I feel finding balance. The Nine of Pentacles. It is the minor arcana version of the Empress. It has all of those beautiful, wonderful qualities. And somebody building for themselves. Somebody's going to build a life for themselves in this, I wanted to say new country, but it really isn't, because it's where their people are from. As like going back to their homeland is where they're going to be able to build a very fruitful life for themselves. Even in the Nine of Cups, I see happiness, celebration. I see wish fulfillment. I see somebody who has very few cares, even financially. Like this is going to be a big financial change for somebody. They're going to find financial success over on that side as well. Page of Cups. So I do have the Page of Cups. I have Four of Cups. I do have the Lover's card. There is another relationship involved in this person's life. I don't know if this is romantic. The Lover's card does not always indicate romance. Sometimes it just speaks to a decision that has to get made in a relationship. I feel like somebody else is not really emotionally on board with this journey. And this might be a struggle that this person has to deal with along the way. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if this is a lover or maybe even a child. But it's somebody who's not entirely on board with such a big life change. But I feel like it's more like fears. It's like they fear the unknown. They don't have the same assuredness that this person feels deep within inside, because this is a deep spiritual calling and they are getting called by their ancestors to come back to the homeland. So they know it's what they have to do. This other person who's involved in their life doesn't have that. So they feel scared. They're scared for this kind of a big change. They are scared. So this person, the Empress, is going to have to be gentle with whoever this energy is if they want them to take the journey with. You know, there's going to have to be like, this is okay. We can make this fly. I'll be okay. I will look after us all, whatever. I can do this kind of thing. Or, you know, you're welcome to come with. Like I said, I don't know if this is a lover. I don't know if this is a child. It will affect how somebody sort of handles the situation. I just see this need to be soft because not everybody understands that call. This is a very personal call that this Empress is getting. The Knight of Cups. The Moon, the Four of Swords. It's funny, even the Moon in the Knight of Cups, this is speaking to that spiritual ancestor who is calling them. I think they're having funky dreams too. I think they're having dreams at night and they're actually witnessing things that happened in their family's past. Like they're having psychic dreams. They're not just dreams, they're psychic dreams. And they're witnessing those past lives, the lives of their ancestors, the things that happened. They need to find this out for themselves. They need to be able to find out what happened to their people, what their people went through, where they came from, and be able to explain the story or tell the story or acknowledge the story. The Star card and Queen of Swords. It is their focus. They're getting dreams, they're getting called, they're getting pulled in that way. This is what they need to do. This is absolutely what they need to do, and they need to trust that intuition and trust that psychic instinct that this is the way that they're supposed to go. We have the Queen of Swords, the King of Cups, and the King of Swords. The King of Cups can indicate a new love as well, okay? We do have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords here. They are absolutely a match. That is a matching pair. And then the Emperor was the next card that popped out. There's a lot of figures here. There's something about a past life here. I'm sorry, I don't know if this is like their past life love was reincarnated too, and this is part of their journey, is that once they go back home, they're actually going to meet this person. and they're going to form that connection again in this life. But there is something about the past, and there is something about a past life that is tied into this love, this new love, this connection between this Queen and this King of Swords and the Emperor, King of Pentacles. And I feel like, I'm going to tell you too, it ties into a love story that this person's ancestors experienced too, and somebody getting in the way of a love. And it has to do with money. That's where we have this wealthy man, this concern. This is part of their family's history with this false person, this thief. It all ties in. It all ties in with money, with somebody's love being broken, or people being split apart or being held apart. And I'm going to tell you, this might have even been this Empress in a past life, and she was pulled away from her soulmate in a past life because of this entire situation that happened. And this Emperor might be her match from that past life, who's been reincarnated, and part of her journey is actually reconnecting in this life and having a chance to have that connection that they didn't have in the past. Yeah, the Three of Swords, it's not just heartbreak, it's separation with the chance of reconciliation. And I do feel like there is a good potential that that is actually something that's going to happen in this life. Like I said, this is a life-altering choice this person does not realize that they're making. It is the beginning of one hell of a crazy journey that is full of all kinds of spiritual growth. Their psychic gifts are going to grow and expand. Their psychic knowing, they are going to be building a new life that is going to be their happiest, most fulfilling, successful life they could ever dream of. And it's going to be going back to their roots and getting back to who they're destined to be. That's a crazy ass read, and I would love to know who this resonates with. So really, if this is your journey, if this is something that you're doing, something that you're experiencing, I would absolutely love to hear about it, because I am dying of curiosity, guys. Alrighty, have a great day.